What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie here, with my 2024 AEW Revolution predictions. Before I give you guys that, I will be live this Sunday for Revolution, doing a live watch along over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. So if you're looking for somebody to watch the show with, come join my stream. I do respond to my fans on there, and I will be interacting with you guys while watching Sting's final match as a pro wrestler. But before we dive into the predictions, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know, the grind is real. My goal is to analyze it and give you guys more than just who I'm picking to win. I feel like that would just be boring. I do want to talk about some of these build-ups and what I think can happen in the matches, surprises, all that good stuff. I think that this AEW Revolution card definitely looks like it's going to be a good one, but at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you guys, AEW has lost a lot of momentum, and I haven't really been enjoying these last few weeks of AEW Dynamite, which is why I probably don't have as many reaction videos for AEW as I once did, because it's so hard to watch without criticizing it, and I'm not trying to come off as one of those AEW haters who wants to prey on their downfall, because I am the complete opposite. I love alternatives. They bring out the best. Competition brings out the best in everybody, and AEW, I want them to succeed just like TNA, MLW, NWA. I want all of these professional wrestling companies to succeed, because at the end of the day, they're all putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. And if it's just WWE, that's boring. I think it's kind of whack that a lot of people want to prey on AEW's downfall. For me, I am not preying on their downfall. I'm rooting for them. And it just sucks that Tony Khan is not really listening to us fans. I feel like AEW, the professional wrestling is A1. I love the talent that they have in AEW. I think they have one of the most stacked rosters of all time when it comes to professional wrestling. But they just don't know how to make compelling storylines and good television consistently every week. Besides Dave Meltzer 5-star matches with random guys that we never heard of. Like this whole luchador thing from CMLL. I'm going to be honest with you, I have not watched anything from that. I already know it's probably a banger match, but I just don't care for them because I'm not familiar with them. And it's just a random match, just on a random television show. There's no storyline to it. It's not elevating anybody. So for me, I'm disinterested. Plus, MJF, this is the first time he is not on the pay-per-view card in a very long time. And he is my favorite AEW star because he's not just the professional wrestler. He feels larger than life, which a lot of these guys, I'm done ranting about AEW. I don't want to, I'm really coming off pretty toxic here. Sounding like a typical WWE fan. But that's my opinion. But now, with that being said, let's get into the match card for AEW Revolution. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on each match and who I have winning. So, starting things off, we have the AllStar Scramble match, where the winner will receive a future AEW World Championship match. Chris Jericho versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus Magnus versus Dante Martin. And the first thing I'm going to say is this match definitely feels scrambled, because originally it was supposed to be like this Meat Madness triple threat match believe it was going to be Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer. But then the IWC, they were roasting AEW for that. It was a whole meme. So I feel like they just scrambled this match. They put people that they had no idea what to do with on the card into this match. And this is why it's so frustrating being an AEW fan, because the winner receives a future shot at the world title. We just brought back the ranking system, and there's a couple names on here, like Dante Martin, who hasn't really done anything in AEW. Magnus, never heard of him, don't really care. Brian Cage, he's been solid since coming back, but hasn't had any big victories. Hook, can't even remember what he did since Samoa Joe. Lance Archer, he's picked up some momentum, but he hasn't had a solid match against an actual person that's on the AEW roster. Powerhouse Hobbs, he's been impressive, but lost a lot of momentum. Wardlow has picked up a lot of momentum. And Chris Jericho, he has just lost that touch, I think. He just needs to take some time away from AEW so that when he comes back, he feels very important. There's only one winner that would make sense, and that's Wardlow. I think that Wardlow has had lots of momentum, and when he picks up that momentum, they just get him lost in the shuffle yet again. And I feel like if he doesn't win this match, that flame is just going to get blown out. And it's going to be unfortunate, because I feel like Wardlow would be in such a better position if he signed with WWE, if he was in WWE. I feel like he would be, I don't know. I feel like his lack of booking is just so disappointing. I'm also disappointed in the fact that we're not having the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I love when pay-per-views have traditions. That's something that I look forward to, and that was one of the matches that I really enjoyed for AEW, was the Face of the Revolution ladder match, and we're not getting it this year, which is so disappointing, because that ladder match has actually helped the winners of those matches do bigger things. So I will say I am a little disappointed that we're not getting that, and we're getting the stupid AllStar Scramble match. But I do have Wardlow winning this match, because anybody else winning doesn't make any sense at all. But moving on to our next match here, we have a tag team match, FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley and Claudio. I know that they've been feuding for the last few weeks. I haven't really been interested, because I know they've had like the luchadors from like CMLL doing stuff with the Blackpool Combat Club, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, don't care about CMLL, so everything that they've done, I've skipped completely. I just really don't give a fuck. But I definitely give a fuck about this match. I think this is going to be a great tag match. I love that Claudio is finally getting an opportunity here. And FTR, I never understood why they lost the tag team champions to begin with to Ricky Starks and Big Bill, because I feel like they've also lost some momentum. And I also thought that they were feuding with the House of Black, but that tells you that it's been hard for me to watch AEW and process what's going on. But I definitely think that this is going to be a great match, because one thing with AEW is with their pay-per-views, they always over-deliver. I'm never disappointed. I always feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of these pay-per-views that AEW is putting together. One of the pros, I think, that's going on with their company. But this match can definitely go either way. But I am going to say that the Blackpool Combat Club will beat FTR. I feel like they've lost a lot of momentum, and I think them beating one of the best tag teams in all professional wrestling would pick up some momentum. But moving on now to our next match on the card, we have a singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. Christian Cage will be defending his title against Daniel Garcia. And I am really excited about this match. I know there's some people disappointed that Adam Copeland versus Christian is not happening. We saw the Concerto that happened a couple weeks ago. I think that this is a great move. Daniel Garcia finally is picking up momentum and getting an opportunity, especially on a pay-per-view against one of the top heels in AEW. I think that this can definitely go either way, but here's what I think is going to happen in this match. I think Adam Copeland is going to cost Christian the TNT Championship. Daniel Garcia is going to win it, which I feel like would definitely be a good move, because I feel like Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, their rivalry doesn't need the TNT Championship involved. I think that Christian Cage has had a great run with the championship, but because Adam Copeland's in AEW and they're feuding, I feel like it's kind of holding the TNT Championship back. Daniel Garcia has picked up a lot of momentum. He's been wrestling consistently on AEW Collision, and I feel like with a homegrown AEW guy as the TNT champion, that would be a great way to put him over, and we can finally get some new feuds with the TNT Championship while Adam Copeland and Christian Cage finish their feud. And maybe eventually they become a tag team. But I definitely think we're getting a new champion. I love Christian Cage, but I do have Daniel Garcia winning the championship. Let's fucking go, baby! The next match we have on the AEW Revolution card is a singles match. Takeshita versus Will Ospreay. His very first match under an AEW contract. This match, I think, is going to be easily the match of the night. Besides Sting and Darby versus Young Bucks, I think that this is going to be such a good match from start to finish. I think that this is going to be 5-star. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here, because it seems like Will Ospreay is going to be a babyface in AEW, which I think is the best move for him to begin his AEW career. Takeshita, man, finally he's getting a big singles match on a pay-per-view. Seems like they always pick up momentum with him when he gets big wins on guys like Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, but then he loses it by not really doing anything big for a little while. But I think that this is huge, but I don't see Takeshita defeating Will Ospreay. I have Will Ospreay beating Takeshita, and I think it's going to be a classic. But I could definitely see Don Callis ruining the moment for Will Ospreay after the match. But moving on now to our next match here. We have a singles match for the Continental Crown Championship. If Bryan Danielson loses, he has to shake Kingston's hand. Eddie Kingston will be defending the championship against Bryan Danielson. And the one thing I really want to put over here is the shape Eddie Kingston has gotten himself into. I've seen the pictures on social media. Kingston is looking really good. I'm going to be honest, I don't care about this whole Continental Crown Championship. I only care about AEW championships, especially because this is an AEW pay-per-view. Keep the Ring of Honor stuff over on Ring of Honor. Keep the New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff over on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Especially that CMLL crap. Just keep that wherever the hell it is. I want AEW stuff to happen. Don't get me wrong. I love Eddie Kingston. I love Bryan Danielson. This rivalry has been great, but I don't care about this championship whatsoever. But I do have Eddie Kingston beating Bryan Danielson in this match. And that's all I'm going to say. Moving on now to our next match, we have a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm will be defending her title against Dianna Perrazzo. And this is going to be a great women's match. I'm very excited to see what Dianna Perrazzo can do on the bigger stage. I will say it's a little too soon for her to go for the AEW Women's World Championship, even though she has been wrestling consistently on Dynamite and Collision. She has earned her spot, but I still feel like it's a little too soon. She just joined AEW, I think, 2 months ago. So I feel like it's, I don't know. They definitely could have waited maybe until like Double or Nothing or something, but Timeless Toni Storm right now, she has so much momentum. I don't see her losing the championship, so we're going with her. definitely the best act in the women's division right now in AEW. But moving on now to our next match, we have a singles match for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy will be defending his title against Roderick Strong. This was a match that was announced, I think it was one of the first matches that were announced for this pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know, Orange Cassidy, he had a great run in 2023 with this championship. I'm a little bit over it. I don't know. They need to do something new with him. Roderick Strong, I feel like, he had a lot of momentum in 2023 as well, but this whole Undisputed Kingdom thing isn't really working right now because the leader of the group, he's sidelined with a serious injury. And I think until Adam Cole comes back and MJF comes back, this Undisputed Kingdom thing is just the drizzling shits. But I definitely see Roderick Strong winning the championship. Definitely somebody new because Orange Cassidy's title run has been very stagnant. 2023, it was great, but it's become very stagnant. But our next match here on the card, we have a triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe will be defending his championship against Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. And this match, in my opinion, is very, very, very unpredictable. I could see it going two ways. I could see Samoa Joe retaining the championship because he just won it at AEW World's End, which I am wearing right now, my MJF shirt that I bought at the merch stand over there. Or I could see Swerve Strickland winning the championship because he has picked up a lot of momentum as of late. But I am going to go with my instinct here because we do have a lot of new champions on this card. So I definitely don't think Samoa Joe's reign of terror is over just yet. And it definitely ties in with Wardlow winning the Scramble match because I don't see Wardlow feuding with Swerve. I think that we're going to get Wardlow versus Samoa Joe as our next feud. And that's where Samoa Joe, I think, could lose the championship possibly. But I do think that Joe retains. Now let's get into the main event match for AEW Revolution. We have a Tornado Tag Team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Sting and Darby Allin will be defending their titles against the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. This will be Sting's retirement match. And first thing I want to say is what an amazing career the Icon Sting has had. And I think that he has had an incredible final run with AEW. I know there's a lot of people that are upset that his last match will be against the Young Bucks. But honestly, Sting has been teaming with Darby Allin throughout his whole AEW run. And if there is a tag team that's going to protect Sting during his final match and put on a classic, it's the Young Bucks. You can love them, you can hate them, but you can't deny that they are talented at the end of the day, even though they are very, very egotistical. But I think that they do that because of their characters, but that's just my opinion. This is definitely going to be a very good match. I'm very excited about it. A lot of people, they have a lot of negative things to say about the Young Bucks, but I really think after this match, there's a lot of people in the professional wrestling community that are going to start respecting the Young Bucks a little bit more and remembering why they changed the business with this match. I see Ric Flair screwing Sting and Darby Allin in this match, and I do have the Young Bucks winning the titles. It's going to really put these new characters that they're doing over. And a lot of the times with an old school guy, they like to put somebody over when they exit. And I think in this case, I think Sting and Darby, they're going to put over the Young Bucks in this match. But the ending is going to be bittersweet. I'm very excited to see Sting in his final match because he already said in an interview he's not holding back. That was the big thing about his final. The reason why he didn't hang up the boots is because he's still able to go. And he didn't want to be a shell of his former self. But man, I think that this is definitely going to be a great card. I think it's going to be a fun show to watch. I'm sure there's going to be other matches that are going to be announced on Rampage and Collision, because AEW normally they have like 12 or 13 matches on a card. This one right now currently only has 9. But guys, let me know in the comment section below your predictions for AEW Revolution. What do you think is going to happen? If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not, we are Wrestling Maniac. You already subscribed, turn on the post notifications. Give this predictions a 5-star review. Not just any review, a best one review. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow me over on my social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.